If you and people have spent working on your systems, usually those values will always have a large number of true principles that has been reflecting outside. However, sometimes if we have introduced these values and principles are deeply followed. For example, they've been cultivated where people actually absorb this kind of energy into them, and the values is being reflected to lot many of magnetic personality, subculture like obsession, as we said on previous stanza. The deep agenda is that the direction where the principle is totally been energized and it's been cultivated and it's been directly sent to a group. So the energy that remains within the group is always an important part. Those distortion can totally throw off enough direction. The direction where we possess the principles have to be flawed, and it is to be taken into positive way, and the positive force should be reflected to our energy. So this should be actually being transferred to the right person, where a right boss or someone who's more senior to us must also teach some values based on the subsystem that is being followed by the company. A common thought unspoken values in many companies that they have a lot of circumstances where the principles and values have changed. The distortion that happens between the principle based on the culture, traits, norms, and directions that has been happening towards the time to time. The changes it can, because a double-minded person when he comes in between, they have to follow a value system that completely depends upon the person, where it can be stable or unstable. If it's unstable, the experience normally deepens enough, and after that, the values are ultimately being forgotten by the person. This is an inner sense of vertigo. Another question comes in the way is like the old age argument, relatively issues that has been piled up during the time of old age, the values and principles, where it collectively has or till the old age it is being followed or not. We haven't come across. So people ask me like how much the value principles have been driven from starting. For example, our parents mold us from a smaller stage, and after that, collectively, we find some experience in between the company. So the same values and traditions and the principles are followed. But after the one point of time, if you become old, the same values and follows are always, whether we teach our elder children or grandchildren, the same values and principles. So suggest me the true north, and it's all member anyway. So there's a three value of test words. So this is the small gist about the center of principles. If you have any questions, you can comment below. Hello guys, so today I'm going to speak about why center on principles. So some people have asked me why I deal with the big difference between principles and values. Principles is a set of norms that is been into the company, and values actually differ from company to company. For example, so principles is when you enter into the company, it has a strict way of following some rules and regulations. But values are company's norms and culture that has been inculcated on the company. So to me, the distinction is a vital role. Based on most people think values are principles. So always values are misguided with principles. In fact, our CEO hold our company's value driven. And the value driven in the sense is it has a lot of values which has been inculcated from different culture around the people. And these people come collectively inside the company and they practice a lot values and teach them. So the company also gains some knowledge which they entertain the people around them. The real question is whether the values are really driven in by external or internal forces. So they actually all compiled with the natural laws, the rules and set of examples that has been governed in all circumstances. So depending upon the circumstances, the values and the culture and the principles normally change. It depends upon the time to time. If you and people have spent working on your values and the company's organizations, it depends upon the grooming part of all the employees on the culture. The cultural aspect comes very important. So it's been classified into a subculture, like a subversion, like a small musical group or small group of people or similar groups that is being very much towards religious ones. The personality differs, the trait differs.